لمدركون قال كلا إن معي ربي سيهدين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Shu'ara, He reminds us of the hardship, of the uncertainty that Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam faced with his companions, with his group. They were running away from persecution, they were running away from oppression, they were running away from a tyranny who at that time was powerful, extremely powerful. And so they were running away from this persecution. When they're running away, as you all know, they come to a dead end. Yeah. You have a superpower army, and ahead of you is a sea. Where to go to? Nowhere to go to. So now the two groups are meeting each other face to face. The superpower is happening like, yes, what you guys want? Today is your day. Be ready. The janaza should be ready anytime, any moment. And looking at this, the group of Muslims are saying, yeah, this is true. There is the sea ahead of us. Behind us is the tyrannical army.
Is there any way out? Absolutely not. Every way possible, nothing. Now, at this moment, they say, Inna la mudrakun. Oh, we are doomed. These people are going to take us over. And sometimes you need that voice that brings perspective. And in our community, especially for our youth, religious centers is a place for that, to bring that perspective of redirecting our objective to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of redirecting our compass where it's supposed to be, giving us the tools for us to go back to our objective, that is pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is worshipping Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is for us to stick to this path so that when we depart this abode, we are only departing when He subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with me and you. That is why Islamic institutions, like our center, Al-Hijrah, is a great example for that, for us to grant our youth an opportunity for them to live and practice our faith just the way me and you have done. And that sometimes needs sacrifice, just the way Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam sacrificed. Just the way the companions sacrificed during this month of Muharram when they departed from the beloved home of Mecca because of persecution, because of oppression, because of some belief that are contrary to theirs, they had to depart and move to Al-Hijrah. Right? I know a masjid is called Al-Hijrah. That requires resources. That requires for us to put our sweat, our blood, our financial and our time to it. Without that, then the community cannot grow, the community cannot prosper. But walillah alhamd, now we've started our renovation, right? The first phase, which is going to take about 3 months. And this is a great example of me and you trying to emulate what the companions did. Trying to emulate what the Ashab Musa did when they freed persecution, for them to invest in that which is calling towards the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that our youth can have a place that they can call home. Our youth can have a place that they can run to when everything else outside is impossible. We need that environment. We need that place. That place cannot be cultivated except without me and you. Now Sayyidina Musa brings that perspective. قَالَ كَلَّا, we're not doomed. It's not impossible. Why? Inna ma'iya Rabbi. With me is my Lord who has nourished me, my Lord who actually took me and placed me in the hand of the very enemy, and they raised him. My Lord who took care of me, my Lord who nourished me, my Lord who gave me guidance. He will guide me. He will grant me a way forward. He will bring a path for me where every imagination possible, things look impossible. But He subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His generosity, out of His mercy, out of His lutf, He's going to provide a way. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided away. فَأَوْيْنَا إِلَى مُوسَى أَنْ اضْرِبْ بِعَصَاكَ الْبَحْرَ. Yeah. Take a means. Okay, what does a stick do to an ocean? Absolutely nothing. If we think or we use our rationale. But with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, rationale is a tool that is used for us to worship Him, to obey Him, to love Him, but not a tool for us to compete with Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at that moment, Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he put his trust, he put his comfort, he put everything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the question comes, if things are difficult, if there is calamity that has befallen me, who am I running to? This is the perspective Sayyidina Musa is bringing. Who am I running to? Am I running to the one who is going to provide me a means out of that calamity? Or am I going to run to the creation who is not only going not to provide me a means, but is going to put me in more trouble? Where am I running to? Inna ma'i Rabbi. My Lord is with me. And for us, institutions are a place for us to cultivate this perspective. For us to come into terms with this perspective. For us to learn and relearn and teach our children about this perspective. Because our children are spending a lot of time out there. Guess what? There's a lot of indoctrination out there that is working full time with a lot of resources. Are we going to sacrifice for our children to have Islam in their life? Or are we just complacent and accept that, okay, yes, they're doing it, so no worries? Is that the way we want to? If not, then we have to sacrifice. If not, then we have to compromise our financial gain so that our institutions can gain. Just like outside institutions are gaining, our institution should gain. And that cannot happen without me and you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted me $1, 2, 5, 10. I'm not here for fundraising, by the way. I'm just reminding us. And when renovations like this come, it brings perspective that, okay, now is the moment that my community needs me. Financially, now is the moment that my community needs me. My time for me to volunteer and help and ask, what do you guys need around so that I can help? This is the moment. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us guidance. وَقُولِ قَوْلِ هَذَا وَاسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهَ لِي وَلَكُمْ وَلِسَائِرِ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا كما أمر وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له إرغاما لمن جحد به وكفر وأشهد أن سيدنا محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وآله وسلم الشفيع المشفع في المحشر صل اللهم عليه وعلى آله على الفقه والندر وليل ما لا ترى وعلى من بآثاره مقتفى تدبر عباد الله اتقوا الله العظيم حق تقوى راقبوه مراقبة من يعلم ويعتقد بأنه يراه تزودوا من دنياكم لآخرتكم أملا يحبه ويرضى اعلموا أنه لا يضر وينفع ويعطي ويمنع ويغسل ويقطع ويخفض ويرفع إلا الله وأمركم أمرا بدأ بنفسه وثنى بملائكة مسبحة قدسه قال الله تعالى لذو قائلا عليما إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم إعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم إعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم انصر الإخوان في فلسطين وغزة والسودان واليمن يا رب العالمين. Oh Allah, we ask you at this blessed time, on this blessed day, at this blessed place, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Ya Allah, we come unto your door. Ya Allah, we ask you for your guidance, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Oh Allah, guide us, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Ya Allah, just like you provided way for Sayyidina Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, Ya Allah, provide way for us, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Ya Allah, provide ways for our children, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Oh Allah, keep iman within our hearts, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Oh Allah, keep iman within our children, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Oh Allah, keep iman within our progeny, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Oh Allah, we ask you, Ya Rabbal Alameen, if there's anyone who has need, Ya Rabbal Alameen, Ya Allah, fulfill their needs, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Oh Allah, if there's anyone who is ill and sick, Ya Rabbal Alameen, make that sickness a means of expiation of their sins. Ya Allah, make the sickness a means of closeness to you, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, grant them quick shifa, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Oh Allah, we ask you if there's anyone of our loved ones who have passed away, Ya Allah, we ask you to grant them your mercy, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Oh Allah, we ask you to grant them your Jannah, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Oh Allah, we ask you to make the graves from the gardens of Jannah, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Oh Allah, we ask you, Ya Rabbal Alameen, to guide us, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Oh Allah, make us the means of your guidance, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Oh Allah, we ask you, Ya Rabbal Alameen, to forgive us of our shortcomings, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Oh Allah, we ask you to grant us your love, Ya Rabbal Alameen, and the love of those who you love, Ya Rabbal Alameen, and the love of the actions that you love, Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Oh Allah, we ask you, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Allah, there's no one that we can run to except you, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, grant us refuge, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, grant us forgiveness, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, grant us your love and mercy and pardon, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, take us only when you're pleased with us. Oh Allah, grant us goodness in this life, and grant us the goodness the day that we meet you, and grant us goodness in our barzakh. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين. أقم الصلاة.